Hello everyone! The next update for Talescape is finally finished and I want to show you a few things in more detail. So we'll start with the changes in the scene editor. For this, let me quickly jump into a scene. So that's a scene from the story Just Another Day. On the right side now we have the element hierarchy where you can toggle between elements. You can also quickly drag and drop them, change the layer where they are displayed, and you can search for certain elements. For example, let me find the cabinet. That's here. You can also filter by type, depending on what types you have in the scene. Another thing, you can now double click and the edit drawer opens automatically. You can also directly change names here in the hierarchy, so you don't have to jump into the edit drawer every time. And that should make editing scenes far more easy, especially when you are dealing with a lot of elements. Also, another small change, the submenu here is gone. If you want to see the events or the dialogues that are attached to this scene, you can just use these icons here now. And if you don't want to see the hierarchy because maybe it's in the way or you don't need it right now, you can toggle this and this will hide it for your session. So the next thing I want to show you are variable stats. For this, let's quickly jump into the variable manager. So let's quickly just create a new variable. And as you can see, you can still select the type here. And the new thing is the display option. All variables are invisible by default, so they won't be shown to the user. But you can change this and select either text, bar, or segments to show the variable directly in the story player. Let me quickly add two variables here that we will show to the user. One is health. So we want to show a health bar with 100 as the starting value, and we also need to define a minimum value and the maximum value for this. Then we will add another number. This time we will add segments, and that will be our armor rating. Let's say we start with 2 and we have a minimum of maybe 1 and a maximum of 8. And we can also define the number of segments here. And because our maximum is 8, we should probably go with 8 here. Okay, so quickly jump into a scene. This one, for example, and test this. As you can see, our stats are displayed in the upper left corner, and we can also change them using the debug menu. For example, I can change my armor rating here, and I can reduce my health and increase it. Additionally, you can display text values or choices, for example, depending on what your story needs. Player can also decide to hide this if it's distracting for the current scene, for example. And that's basically a starting point for more complex variable logic that will be coming in the next versions. So another thing that I have added is item types. Before you had just the default type, basically just items that are displayed in the inventory or can just be collected and won't be displayed at all. Now you have two new item types. One is consumable and the other one is equippable. Consumable, for example, is like a health potion. This, for example, is consumable, or something, let's say, more negative. For example, poison. Let's use this. And then you have items that are equippable. For example, a shield that we could use to increase our armor rating that we added before. Now, let's test this in the same scene, and let me quickly just cheat to get this in our inventory. Great. Now we have all of these items. As you can see, there's this small icon in the upper left corner that marks items that are equipable in this case or consumable in this case. Right now we didn't set up any events or anything like that, so there won't be anything happening when I equip this, for example. Only thing is that it's now marked as equipped, and when I consume this, then it's just gone. You can use events to do something with it. For example, reduce the health when I drink the poison, increase it when I drink the health potion. and increase the armor rating, for example, when I have the shield equipped, and reduce it again when I have it unequipped. Anyway, that's it for now from me, and I will talk to you again in the next video, probably with either the next version or updates for the Talescape originals that are currently being produced.